Welcome back.
Hi guys, it's the Miga.
How y'all doing?
How's everybody?
But how are you?
I'm alright. I'm on the struggle bus. I've been on the struggle bus for a minute. I'm on the struggle.
We're on the struggle bus right into 2024. Like it's still the same bus.
No.
New Year, same bus.
But we are happy to be back, and we bought y'all a guest because last season we were guestless.
We were guestless. Zero guests.
Zero guests.
Us.
Well, because season 2
it was all guests. Guest heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy.
And then we were like, I think you guys just miss us and our shenanigans. But we bought y'all an amazing guest. Our amazing friend, Miss Pamela Ortiz.
The OG.
Yes. Pam. And she is the founder, creator, chemist behind Solo Para Ti. If you guys follow our page, you know we use it. So
we love it.
We're just going to let her introduce herself and her brand and all that
jazz. I was like, wait, I got it.
It's me. Hi. But without further ado, hi Pam.
Hi Pam. Welcome.
Thank you so
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Yeah, for real.
Yes.
Second or third time?
Second.
The second solo.
But she was
yeah.
a part of Miga's Fest.
Yes, she was one of our panelists. So her voice is very unique. It's very refreshing, rewarding, smooth. Like
soothing.
It's soothing. There you go. Smooth. I'm using all the fucking wrong words.
She was like, it's smoothing.
It's smoothing. It's a smoothie. So yes, prepare to be entertained and be soothed. This could be like an ASMR.
Yeah, seriously.
That was the way I laughed.
Because she's fine until she laughs. No?
Like a hyena.
Girl, that's me.
All right. Yo, I can't listen you. Hi everyone, I'm Pamela Ortiz, owner and founder of Solo Para Ti, an all-natural handcrafted skincare line. I started back in 2020 during the pandemic. I was working full-time in a doctor's office. I had hopes to become a dermatologist, but I decided to launch my skincare on the side. It was first just something out of necessity that it was born out of. It was just to help people. I didn't think much of it as like a business and me making money from it because, again, I had the idea that I was going to go to medical school. So I was like, I'm just going to do this on the side, distract me from all the stressors, all the terrible things that were going on. So I was like, I'm going to do this. A lot of people have sensitive skin right now. Boom, I'll help them. So through the DM, I just started selling the products and I was really consistent with it. So I feel like that's what really got me to where I am now. It's just I never stopped. I kept going. So even if no one was buying my products, I was still posting about it and stuff because, again, it made me happy and it was a really good distraction. So fast forward, a couple years go into it. We're going to 2022 during that summer. CBS News has messaged me and my website had launched that year too. So I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. And I was working full time at the doctor's office and I had the choice to either call out of work or go to the interview. And I was like, well, bye. And I really felt so guilty. I was like, oh my God, they need me. My team needs me. But then they treated me so bad. I was like, honestly, I need to put myself first. And a job is a job at the end of the day. Like, you don't need to always just go for it yourself. So I would say, yeah, since then, the rest has been history. And I'm really grateful for this crazy journey, but really rewarding journey that I've been on.
I love that.
Yeah, that's a long intro. Sorry.
Girl, you're fine. We got time.
I talk a lot.
No, we love that because even from the women's retreat that we went to, I really learned, you hear all these stories of success and the crazy wild shit people have gone through in order to sit here and then tell their story. So that all your struggles, they're part of your story. And I'm sure you're still going to continue to go through uphill battles. We'll call them uphill because we'll keep moving up.
Yes.
And it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see. And like you said, consistency. And still doing it. I love that you said that. still doing it, even knowing that people aren't buying.
Mm-hmm.
Just continue. You're showing up. You're showing up. You're showing up. Because eventually, people are gonna be like, "Oh, she's still doing this. Let me check it out. Let me check it out." Because again, I feel like that's with a lot of things these days on social media. People will start a lot of things and then not stay consistent with it. So then, and if you're constantly doing that, eventually you start losing the trust in people unless you're walking people through, like coming in and saying, okay, my next venture is going to be this, and these are my reasons why. The other one didn't work out. Like giving the people a reason, especially if you already have that following. And people are okay with that because we can change all the time. But again, you're still being consistent now. You're just doing something new.
Exactly. No, I love that how you explain that. Honestly, that's a really good way to look at it because I feel like people just try things and they are passionate about it, but not everything could be a business, and not everyone can be a business owner. I feel like people really need to understand that. And things are just hobbies, you know. They're not always something you can make money out of because then you get really exhausted. Like running a business is a lot of work and it takes a lot of time. Money too is very expensive. So if you're not willing to invest yourself and capital into it, it's gonna, fall back because it's like if you're not putting your all into it, how do you expect other people to believe in you? And how do you expect it to get to that next level if you can't take that time and sacrifice? And that's the thing, not a lot of people want to sacrifice, and it's understandable too because it takes a lot of work and effort. But it's like you pick and choose your battle, you pick and choose your story. Like I didn't do it because it was too hard, or I tried it, but it didn't succeed, but at least I tried,
I agree with that. You definitely gotta try.
Mm-hmm.
You want to start with the questions, or
sure?
Because I know I feel like you've somewhat answered a little bit of the first one, but you can go deeper.
Okay.
You can go deeper. We want to know more.
Yeah. So, we've heard the story,
right?
But we need Amiga's family
to
hear the story.
To know the details.
So, if you can tell us a little about how did Solo Para Ti come about, and then also, I love this part about the name.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So Solo Para Ti, like I had said before, it started out of necessity simply because I have sensitive skin. I'm trying to make sure I'm talking to food. That's why I'm like this. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna eat it. Okay. So it started out of necessity because seriously nothing was working for me. Like my skin was very dry and like I would break out in hives and these allergies randomly. So I was like, you know what, let me transition to a more natural lifestyle. I knew that was safer, and all, Dominicans were all about those natural remedies. My grandma introduced me to a lot of natural remedies and stuff, so it wasn't like anything new to me. So I was like, let me try something more natural. I was buying these products, weren't as natural as they claim because they could lie a lot on labels. I mean, everybody knows it's marketing, just trying to get your money. Not everybody's like that, but a lot of people are. So I was reading the label and I was like, oh my God, if you don't read this label, like you don't even understand half of these ingredients. I'm like, this is really gibberish.
Language.
Unless you're like familiar with some science, and even then you gotta like really Google it, and there's so much information out there. So I was like, this is not as natural as I thought it was. So I was like, you know what? Let me just make something. I was working again. I was in college. I was like pet sitting for my aunt, so I was like, she has a mixer, so I was like, let me do this. I watched a lot of like videos and like just all this science. I was doing so much research on like mixing ingredients, and I was already in the lab at school, so again, it felt second nature. I was always like a little evil scientist, I like to say. I like
Dexter.
That was Dexter's laboratory. Yeah. But the cute version.
Pam's lab.
I can see that with your glasses, your lab coat.
Yes, I would literally flip my whole aunt's kitchen into a mini lab, and I would just start mixing things. I got all the ingredients. I went to so many different like natural stores. I was just sourcing everything because again, I like to mix things. I'm like just a very curious person. I love to learn, so I was already just trying to figure things out. So boom, I make this cream, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. I was like, this is really cool. I was like, let me use it on myself. I liked it. I started gifting it to my friends, and they were like, this is really good. I was just gifting it just because I had so much of it. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like making. Grandma started using it. She liked it. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna make it for us. I would just make it for us, and then I was like, maybe in the future I'll own a skincare line. But I was like, nah, that's not what I want to do. I'm going to school for pre-med. That's what I have to do. That's what I said I was gonna do. I just didn't want to let anyone down, so I was like, this is what I have to do. whatever. Fast forward to the pandemic, I'm graduating from my bachelor's undergraduate program, getting my hours from medical school. And I was like, you know what? Again, I'm really depressed. I was seeing so many patients, and these people were miserable. A lot of the people in healthcare, like I know everywhere, but like healthcare especially, because you have to put this poker face on, and you can't really put yourself first ever. It's always the patient and insurance, all that stuff. But whatever, that's another conversation. But yeah, so I was like, I need a distraction, a healthy distraction, because I was miserable. Like when I tell you I was miserable, I would wake up in the morning and I would hate waking up. Like I thought I wasn't a morning person. No, I just hated what I was doing. That's really what it was. It didn't click until last year. I was like, I hated waking up in the morning. Even when I was little, I would hate going to school. I hated waking up in the morning, and it was like I thought I wasn't a morning person. It's just like no, the environment that I was in or where I was going, I just didn't like it until I started doing something that I liked, and I really saw the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm telling you, my business saved me. So it was just like a little thing. A little side hustle. I started selling it through DM. I literally sketched.
Don't say little. It was a side.
No,
hustle.
it was. You're right.
Like,
No, you're
we're
right.
learning to remove that word. Remember that word that I sent you yesterday? Yeah. I think it was like Kelly Rowland. I'm sure you probably seen it.
Yeah.
She was like, you can't little anybody's thing because that's your thing.
For sure.
So your side hustle.
You're right.
Sorry, I had to butt
No,
in.
you have to be. No. And also, I realized you have to be careful how you speak too. You're putting things out there like that. I didn't realize that. So that's really very important.
Gotcha.
Very important. But yeah, no. So I just started sketching my little. Wait.
My
logo.
We're so used to saying
My
it.
logo.
I hear you.
I know. Honestly, I'm gonna try to work on that. But yeah, I was sketching my logo, and that was just taking orders. And then I was like, I really like this. Like, I really, really like it. So I started taking it more serious, learning how I could market my business. And then I was like, I want a website. I don't want to do DMs. I feel like people aren't taking me serious. So I saved up and I invested in a photo shoot, everything. I did the whole thing, invested in a website, a web developer, everything, like everything from scratch myself, just taking my money that I was making at my 9 to 5 and doing my 5 to 2 a.m. literally putting it towards that,
investing.
And that's how I started it, literally just through there. And then 2021, 2022, I launched my website, got a logo, and the rest is history from there. I just kept going.
Love that.
Thank you.
And then the name.
Oh yes, the name. I forgot that
My
question.
favorite part.
Yes. So solo para ti means only for you in Spanish because everything is made solely for you by hand, fresh every single time. Also, the S is for my sister Samantha, and then the P is for Pam. Me, obviously.
Oh, so perfect.
So thank you. So yeah, that's why I was like, and I want to keep the Spanish language alive. I learned how to speak Spanish first. It was very important to my family, especially my mom. She was like, you need to learn how to speak Spanish. You need to know. So she taught me that first, actually. But I lost it a little bit, but I'm practicing again.
I feel you with that, with the Spanish, because it's very easy, I feel like, to lose your I'm going to call it your home language.
Yeah.
I mean, I was born here. I'm not sure. You guys were all born in America, but it's just like, even I know people that were born not in America, then you come here, and it's very easy to just get lost, I guess, in the American culture or the language. For instance, with me, that my husband is Hispanic, that's kind of honestly when I started speaking the language again. Because I'm like, you speak it every day because your job requires you to speak it every day. But with all the jobs that I had, I barely used my Spanish, and I was like, I felt like I was losing it. But then becoming a mom, I was like, well, I need to regain it. So at least I can speak to my son in that language, at least introduce the language to him, and I will eventually work on him speaking it. But at least he understands it. But
that's good.
I hear you with what you mean.
Yeah, and also I wanted it to be in Spanish because it would like force people to speak in Spanish. And it's one, teaching people something new, and two, like, I don't know, some people feel weird about Spanish. I don't know, like, and I think it's just different, you know?
That's who, or maybe just they're even like Hispanics, even with me, sometimes I feel more comfortable expressing myself in English because that's where I feel confident. And I didn't feel as confident in my Spanish. And now I've learned to just not overthink it and just F it if that's the way that it comes out. You know, my mom will correct, like, oh, that's not the correct pronunciation. But if I didn't say it wrong,
you would never know.
Exactly.
So the point is to just throw it out there.
Yeah. Actually, I had someone tell me, "Oh, you need to change your name for your business.
What?
Like, how can you keep it in Spanish?" And she was Spanish. She's Jamaican.
Was she a like another business owner?
Yeah, she's a business owner too. She's a medical professional and an entrepreneur too. But she told me,
interesting. That could come from, again, people project their own things.
I don't know,
yeah. But I was
or
like,
what they were taught.
Or maybe she wanted a business name in Spanish and she didn't just put it out there and went with the English. Who knows? You know, we're just
I don't know.
But I mean, it's kind of like actors, like how they change their name.
Oh yeah,
instead of like having like that.
Yeah.
Like if they come with like, I mean, now a lot of Latin artists are like, "Now this is my name, this is my name,"
right.
Like, you know. But back in the day, like it was just like the most Caucasian name you can think of is what you're going to put forward because that just looked better in the lights. Like, you know, that was just had like a star-worthy name, and now I'm just like, I just want Alejandro.
I know, right? I want a typical name to say.
I'm like, if it does not have the spice, I don't want it. Like, if it doesn't have
the sesame,
I'm like, if it doesn't have adobo, please. Like, please just go.
No, yeah, but you're right. I feel like this is, I feel a country that intimidates a lot of minorities or
just non-Americans.
Just non-Americans. Even like I know it's very popular. At least like I can speak about it because I know for sure. Like my former boss came from India, and I was just like, oh, like what does your last name mean? Because it was a very interesting last name, and he really said he was like, you know, that's not like even my last name, and this is not even my first name, But it was like it was a very just simple Americanized name, because it was easier to say. I guess whenever he went through, you know, customs, whatever. And then he really said that his last name was the freaking street that he lived on back in India. Because I guess when he filled out the paperwork, like they that's what they just pick up. Like, okay, that's your last name. And I'm like, that's fucked up. Wow. It's like you're losing your identity. I'm sure that happened to a lot of people coming like to Ellis Island and all that.
Yeah, and I just feel like, but now we're moving finally. But a lot of beauty companies are moving towards the more like ethnic / like
inclusive. They need to because we're large consumers of it.
But here's the problem, and from what I see, like, I mean, I'm not Latina. I know. Everybody thinks I am.
I know you were.
Yeah. So I could just speak, like, you know, just for like when I see like a Spanish company and it's all like, you know, with the Spanish language, I'm like, this shit works. I was like, it came from the island. Yes, I want.
This is authentic.
I'm gonna tell you a quick little funny story. And my friend Carolina doesn't listen to us. I don't know why, but I will tell her. She was actually she was my assistant branch manager, and I always put Dominican hair products in my hair.
That's the
and
best.
it came from DR. I was like, this is what's going in my hair. Like, this is what's gonna help this relaxed hair. Like, this is what's gonna happen. So I read it. Emergencia. That's how I said it.
Oh my god!
And she goes, what did you? I was like, Emergencia 911. She goes, Emergencia. And I was like, okay. I was like, all right, well, thank you for letting me know.
Did she know you were not Hispanic?
Yeah,
okay.
But you know, like in her mind, she's like, no. And then when I start now, I'm like, because I'm not going to be like, oh my god, I got this new face oil. It's from Solo Parati.
And I hope you say quesadilla and not quesadilla.
No, I don't. I only say it when I want to be like silly and dynamite. Like, I really say quesadilla. No, but I never say. Now I also learned not to say cheese quesadilla because quesadilla is
quesadilla.
Like that's what the queso is from. And I'm like, I'm learning.
But it's things like if you how would you say quesadilla? Cheese quesadilla.
Cheese quesadilla.
But it already has cheese.
Double.
And that's the thing though, because look, you go to these restaurants, especially like these.
Would you like a quesadilla?
Yeah, like a cheese one.
A cheese quesadilla.
So and this goes back to if you don't know, you don't know. But that's awesome that you're sitting there and educating yourself on these things in different cultures. The same way that I ask like anything like in the Arab culture, I'm like, what does this mean? Because I'm intrigued. Like I want to know. I want to educate myself and not sit there and come across either ignorant or racist. You know, all those things. But it's all about educating yourself and genuinely wanting to know
Yeah.
how things are pronounced, even trying. I know Arabic is very hard, extremely hard, because I learned that even when I was trying to learn the little itty bitty words before, with the military shit. But it's all very interesting to me. And these are all things that, again, being a mom now, like I want to expose my son to all these things. And I was like, and again, it's just like passing on that's what I feel like that's generational wealth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Knowledge.
Knowledge,
is
100%.
Knowledge and actually like just not being so like stuck and closed, like open-minded into all the different cultures that are out there, because they're all just so beautiful.
I agree.
Like you fear what you don't understand, and I feel like for that lady to have said that to you, especially coming from like, say if I wanted to come out with a business and I wanted to call it like a Moroccan name, and like another Moroccan lady would be like, no, don't do that name, because that's projecting their fear of being seen differently or not being accepted and being judged. But you were just like, ma'am, have you tried my product?
Yeah, I'm so happy that you said
that it's not called that it's not called golden face oil. or only for you.
Only for you.
Yeah,
like I'm glad you sat in your confidence and was like, thank you, but no thank you.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you just have to accept it and move on.
Yeah, because I do like just because I've been doing this for a few years doesn't mean anything. Like I'm always a student. I'm open to learning. But I wasn't always this way before. Like before I was very stuck in like, oh, I know everything. But once I learned how to be more open minded, and also I learned too last year, you don't have to always absorb everything and like react. Just acknowledge it, and that's it. So that's what I did. I was like, I appreciate the advice. Honestly, I see where you're coming from, but thank you, but no thank you.
It's nice to acknowledge and also see that. But then don't you kind of feel like, Dito.
You're so Spanish. I know, I don't know you're using me neither. I love it.
I like quick little funny story. A friend of mine from high school. We didn't go to the same high school. And he just told me not so long ago. I was like, "Do you even know me? Like, sir, do you know me?" I started posting more stuff about like Morocco and stuff, and he was like, "I thought you were Venezuelan." One, and then two, he was like, "I thought you were a lawyer." I was like, "What?
What? You give lawyer vibes."
I can see that.
I was like, first of all, I would cry hysterically in the middle of a courtroom. Like if someone would, like especially,
stop, Nora.
yeah,
when you're like an employment lawyer, you don't have to do.
I would cry hysterically
with people's cases.
We can't give her a raise.
Yeah, but you now I can see that. I can see the lawyer vibes.
You're from Venezuela. I'm like, first of all,
yo, do you see what I mean? Though that's what I'm talking about. People are delusional.
Yeah,
like people really do. Yes, wait. But that goes to show you. Wait.
I thought you said yes, wait.
Oh, yes, wait.
Yes, wait. He's just throwing all the cultures up here.
The mic.
Which one?
Hello.
But yeah,
but I'm saying like also when it goes to show to social media, like people really be creating their own ideas in their head just with the little bit that they see from you.
Yeah.
They think everything is like one way, but it's been not that way. Like this guy really thought you were. Where did you get? Look, did you post that you were going to court one day?
Like where? Show me the facts.
I have gotten lawyer and teacher, and I'm like, I see
I see
teacher. Yes, that I see, but I'm like,
I can see attorney.
I love the assumptions. I love it. I'm like, okay, all right. Well, I'm an executive assistant.
Period.
So there's that, and a podcast host.
Yes.
So.
And the hostess with the mostest.
Until my back gives out and I can't freaking move.
I need to go to one of your parties. Invite me next time.
Oh my goodness. Like,
she's like, wait,
I'm like, which one? Yeah, whatever you want. Which one?
I'm like, I just need a witness.
I just need a witness. I'm just gonna come as a witness. I'll be in the back. Just ignore. I'm not even here.
Yeah.
I just need to observe. Observe and take notes. Let's continue, with the questions.
Sorry, y'all.
I love all the sidebars, but that's just us, and then we can just regroup. There's 3 brains here. We can help each other. Because otherwise, I'm like, what was the point of that?
That looks like a
what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Hello. Okay. So share your highest accomplishment thus far in your business.
Oh man, that's hard. I didn't think this one through.
In my head, I know what it is, but I'm like, but this is just me seeing from the outside.
Yeah.
So honestly, I don't know.
I feel like I have a couple for you.
Yeah.
Can I just tell you that I feel like every single one is an accomplishment?
I love that.
Yeah.
I can't I'm so blessed. I can get emotional. I'm so blessed.
No, we don't
like,
have words to choose.
no, girl.
And like how we do for kids.
Get it together.
Oh my god, that has gotten bad with Caleb because like especially like we're in the middle anywhere and I don't have something to
Oh,
work
I
with.
do this all the time.
Sometimes I'll take his own thing and do that. But then now he fucking does it all the time. I'm like, we're home. You don't need to do that. And then Calvin the other day he was like, that's disgusting. And I'm like, in the back I was like, well,
oh no, I do this. I told him to come over here, and I'm like, here, not on your shirt.
No, I've been doing that with him because I was like, I'm not using mine when we're out.
Yeah.
It was like one of those gym shirts. I was like, that's fine.
You guys are hilarious.
Yeah.
But then of course they come up to me and start going like this. We love these kids.
You guys are so funny. I don't have kids yet, but yeah, I can't wait.
Solo Paratines, baby.
There you
Yes, that is one
That's
of my
your first
children.
baby?
That is my child. And my sister too, I feel like.
No.
I love like you and your
Good
sister.
dynamic.
Like,
I have yet to meet her.
and it's like bing boom. They literally look the same. I was just like, when I saw her, I was like, oh yeah, but no, that's not it.
Everyone says that, but yeah, no. Honestly, like even including my sister and the business has just taught me. Honestly, maybe the best accomplishment, if I really had to choose, is taught me patience. Is that an accomplishment?
Oh yeah,
I think that's an accomplishment.
That's a lot of fucking work.
Yeah.
Like patience. It's
Teach
just
me
taught
something.
me everything. Like yeah, no, it's taught me patience. Really, but every single thing and everything is a win. Like me making sales, that's an accomplishment to me because it's like proving not to anyone else but just to myself that I could really turn nothing into something on my own too. So I think that's really
That's beautiful. I love
And
it.
to piggyback off the highest of high, what if you feel comfortable with sharing, what has been something like a low part of your business that you were just kind of like, I'm done, or this was hard.
yeah.
Or like maybe you question like
Yeah.
what am I been doing?
Yeah.
Like what was difficult?
I would definitely have to say like when I was leaving my job and I was like, what the heck am I gonna do? What am I doing? I'm like, I don't even have any background in anything. I don't have anybody really supporting me. Like, how am I gonna do this? Like, I was like really stuck. I was about to just stop my business. It wasn't this fat. It was what year were we in now? Okay, 2024.
I started technically still 2023.
I forgot. But no, in 2022 in the winter, I was like, maybe I'm gonna stop my business. I was like, maybe I'm gonna stop my business. Maybe I'll go back to school. I don't know. I was applying to nursing school, applying to medical school. Driving myself absolutely nuts because I was like, I'm just gonna stop. Someone had a conversation with me. They're like, oh, maybe you should take a break. But then in my head, I was like, if I take a break, I'm just gonna stop. So it was really sitting with myself and saying, am I gonna push through and do this and try, or just give up? And I was like, man, I can't give up.
Good.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
But I was gonna give up. Yeah.
I'm happy you did it.
Close.
What did you feel? I guess like what was the voice in your head telling you when you were going through that circumstance of wanting to give up? Like what was the why, or like what was that little negative bug telling you?
Because I just want more for myself. And I've already gotten tastes of the lifestyle that I like. And I could see with my business, I already saw like, I see other people that started a business and stuff from nothing and they really put the work in. It's like also why your environment is so important. I was just surrounding myself with a lot of people and talking to people, listening to podcasts that were in similar situations for me, starting from scratch. And I was like, man, if they did it, I could definitely do it too. Like David Goggins, is that how his name? David Goggins? I forgot his name. I always talk about him a lot though. One of his books is I forgot the name. I'm gonna tell you guys. And it's just David Goggins. I think that's his name. That guy has been through so much stuff. He was like in the Marines or something, or the Navy. Like he would be running with like his toes bleeding, like in training, but he wanted it so bad. And this guy came from nothing, and I was like, wow. And now he's so successful. Millions and millions of his copies of his books have been sold. People want to mentor him, want them to be mentored by him. Like, I was like, man, if this guy could do it, and anybody, could do it, I can do it too.
Yeah.
So it was just that, it was like in my head, it was like that voice. It was like, don't give up. It's like, you're going to give up now. it wasn't even me. It was just some voice telling me like, "You're really gonna give up now." It was like a little devil
and
angel.
angel. Yeah.
Yeah, the devil was like, "It's really hard to give up, and you can just go back to school." Not that I will never go back to school, but like at that moment, I was like, I could just quit and just focus on that. And then the angel was like, "You went so far. You cry so much. You put so much. You just sacrificed so much."
And here you are.
I know. And sometimes like, I feel like in those moments when you're just about to quit and you continue pushing through, that's actually when you start reaping those rewards. Because you're there, you're sowing, you're putting all these seeds, and you're like, bro, like when is the light gonna start shining on me? But then when you think you're about to literally shut the light on yourself. Because that's what you were about to do, and they were like, no, wait. So I'm glad that voice, that inner voice was like, no, like you have come this far. Keep going.
And still,
and you have something already that you've been consistent with.
Yeah.
And it's just like you just continue doing the same, and then just stay at it, and then stay like also too like you said, like who you're surrounding yourself with, because then those become the voices in your fucking head.
Literally. Yeah, it was really crazy. I was like, wow, I could really stop and just keep going. And yeah, even now though, I'm still learning. I'm still going. There are still some days like in the holidays, I was like really exhausted, doing so much, and I was like, yeah,
because you're doing it pretty much right now. You're still in like it's just you,
like a one-woman team.
Yeah, like I have different like people that I contract to help me and everything. Like I do have a team for certain things, but for the most part, it's me. I mean, my intern helps me so much. Like I'm very blessed to have had really good interns. So I must say they have always helped me, and I wouldn't be where I am without the help. But for the most part, yeah, it is.
That's awesome.
I love that, and definitely want to know more information about internship, and how you came about that. So we'll definitely touch up on that. Maybe probably not on this episode, but maybe even if we do like an IG live, to get that information. Because that's a smart business move.
Yeah,
and then you're getting helping someone else get that experience, and then in this day and age, that's and how is somebody, like I always say, how is somebody in college supposed to have all this experience if also too they're not doing extra shit on top of all the other stuff that they're doing to build that, I mean, there's some careers that are like, oh, you have to put in these hours, and then you have something to show, but there's a lot of careers, like for instance, like mine, I just had my college degree to show. Customer service experience, obviously that always helps, but if you have that solid internship, like a good year of it, or even if it's just 6 months, like you got your feet wet. Now you're ready for the next one. So that's awesome, because that's also in the same way of like reaching back down
and you're helping somebody, and helping in the community.
Yeah, definitely.
That's beautiful.
Honestly, when I had my internships in college, I feel like that's what also prepared me for my business now, and that also set me up for success, because I went to Pace University. They were really big on just preparing for your future. Like Pace is really good for that, I must say. Like they really prepared me for my career. Important. So everything that I learned in college, like I applied it. I'm able to be a better team leader, like public speaking, social skills, even like how to care for relationships and stuff like
that. Exactly.
All important like life skills.
And it speaks a lot about
your
character.
It shows, and it's just so like genuine and natural, and like you just flow with it. Honestly, it's effortless. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. So don't ever like count yourself short, because you got it. You got it. You got it.
Okay.
I know, right?
So what would you do differently if you were starting Solo Para Ti today?
Oh, I wouldn't tell anybody my plans when I'm first starting out. I was really private about it, but I should have been a little bit more private.
I read a lot of I listen to a lot of audiobooks and podcasts, and especially business ones. And there's always like two sides, because when you are embodying and I hate this freaking term, but manifesting that business and that business mindset, like you're talking about it like you're already in it. Like, oh yeah, I'm the owner of Solo Para Ti. Like, we have a podcast, it's booming, it's this, that, and the next, and all these things. And that's when it's important about who you talk to and who's in the room and who's going to push. Because, for example, when you say these things, and like at least with us, like you could tell us the secret ingredient, and we would be like, I I can't wait to buy it from you in your store. You know, but then it's those that are like chameleons that mask and put that, oh, this is what you're doing, and then kind of do the same in the back end.
But at the same time, belittling.
Yes,
belittling
what you're doing. So that's the most important thing, is just never bring yourself down, because what you're doing is no small feat. What you're accomplishing. Yeah, you got it. Right? You got it. It's no. It's no small feat, and I feel like that's something that needs to be yelled at the top of the mountains, because it's dude, like when you get a promotion at a 9 to 5 or in your career, like everybody's out there putting it on LinkedIn, putting it on this, doing all these things. Oh look, yeah, I got another promotion, or I got a bonus, but when your business is like, oh yeah, I just got a huge order from this shop, or like I'm now selling at a mom and pop shop. Oh, I have this new pop-up shop. You should be not even allowed. You should just say it, because the real people that are there to have your back and see your business thrive, they're out there like rooting for you.
Right.
And
there's like, people that need you to be sharing that, because you're inspiring them.
Yeah. And you're inspiring the little girls and little boys. And that are growing up, and they're like, I don't like. Yeah, I could go to school. I could do this, but I could create my own business. I can have my own brand. Like, look at Aussie Pam.
No, like you're something like you're capable. You know, like we are capable. We're worthy of that.
We're worthy. I love that.
You know,
I love
and
that.
because I feel like, again, going back to the social media thing, sometimes you're like, oh, I can never do that.
Yeah.
I'll never be there, or whatever. But then when you see someone that looks like you, speaks like you, likes the same things, and you're like, oh, but she's like me. I'm inspired. Let me push on my goal. Let me go do what I said I was gonna do. Because you can sit here and tell us your story and inspire a lot of other people, but that's inspiring. But then again, people also too just want the handout.
Yeah.
Without putting in the work.
Yes.
So you're walking, living proof that you need to do the work in order to get to those next levels. You need to continue the sacrificing.
Yeah.
In order to be rewarded, and you're walking proof of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's like at the same time, lifting others in your community. That's freaking beautiful.
Thank you.
And God sees it.
Yeah, no, it's really important to me to share, because I was very insecure. People didn't know that actually about me. They think I've been always confident all my life. But again, it's like a muscle I have to strengthen. But when I was little, like, I was so ashamed of myself. I hated myself. I don't know why.
But do you think that came from the environment you grew up in, or things you were being told?
Like, I didn't look like everyone else. That was I was always different. I had this big afro with sparkly glasses.
That's cute. I was like, I want to see this.
Like, they were pink and green. Purple and green.
I love it. But even then, you had the confidence without even freaking knowing it.
Honestly, you're right.
I was just like, I wouldn't sit there. My hair was crazy curly. Yeah. I would never dare to because again, the attention that it brings or whatever. But you owned it without even freaking realizing.
I was just so.
It was in you. It been in you.
Yeah, and I just allowed the bullies and people.
Oh, that's what all that stuff gets in me.
Yeah, I was bullied so much. I was just different though, and my mom wanted different for me too. I wasn't always hanging out with a lot of kids and everything, so I was always sticking out. I was always in doing some different type of activity, different from everyone else. So that's why I was it's so important for me to share and just show that, because if I didn't see other girls like me, I remember I remember one day vividly, I was getting ready for school in the morning. I did not like my outfit, but I saw this girl on CBS News getting interviewed. I don't know for what. She was wearing the coolest hat, the funkiest clothes, and everything. And I was like, wow, I can't wait for that to be me one day. I was like, I wonder if that would be me. I'm like, that is so cool how confident she is, and she's just being her. And then
look at you.
I can't believe it. That's what you're doing.
That's what you would tell yourself. Look at that. Yes. Stand in your power and in your truth, and show up the word that we hate.
Yeah.
Authentically.
Authentic, manifesting,
all that jazz.
That is the truth. So, and I feel like you already shared a few tips, but if you can kind of round up 5 tips you would give someone wanting to start their business.
5?
5, yeah.
Oh,
So I was
wow.
like, we'll help you keep count.
Okay. The first one is write it down. I always tell everybody write things down.
Here I am. Write it down.
Yeah, write everything down. Nothing is silly. Write it down because there's so much going on, especially everything. We're back on go mode with the pandemic. I feel like everything is full force.
For
like
real.
we've fully recovered. I feel like from it, and the events, the ideas, the information is never ending. So it's really important to write things down so that you don't get clouded or forget. So it keeps you focused and it keeps you accountable too. So definitely one is writing it down. 2 is just being like, I can unapologetically you. Just be you. Don't feel ashamed about you. Just get to know yourself. Figure out what you don't like. Spend time with yourself. So maybe that will be my second one. Like spend time with yourself and just be you. Like embrace yourself. Get to know yourself. Date yourself. That's what I did a lot. The third one I would definitely say is never stop learning. Like continue to educate yourself. I feel like we're never all the people that are successful. I always realized I was like, why do they have so many degrees and certifications? I'm like, they're already at the top. Like, why? But it's because like life is just never ending. You're always learning, and if you want to grow, you have to be open minded. Like you have to absorb everything, be okay with everything. Just at least learn about it and comprehend it a little bit. Educate yourself. That would definitely be my third one. My fourth one, you said tips for someone that is
Starting their business.
Wanting to start their business.
Definitely look for a mentor, shadow someone. That was the best piece of advice. I worked a lot of jobs, like so many jobs, but specifically in the beauty industry. I was always working in a job in like a salon, a beauty shop, extensions, like a medi spa, under a dermatologist with makeup artists, hairstyle, like just everything in beauty and I didn't limit myself because I realized you can learn from something. But one of my bosses, a very, very successful woman, she had her own marketing agency, then she opened up a lash place. And I was like, what's the best piece of advice you can give to someone that wants to start a business? She's like, work in the industry you want to start a business in and find a mentor so you can learn all their mistakes and that it doesn't cost you, but and I was like, that's the best piece of advice. So I just kept learning. I kept taking all these jobs. People were like, my parents would be like, yo, you always quit jobs, you're never there for a long time. And I'm like, I'm telling you,
there's a purpose.
Even though I
You
don't
did it
like
with,
it, at least I tried
with
it.
intention.
Yeah, so literally just shadowing someone and finding a mentor, that is like the best piece of advice. And then the fifth one would definitely be to network and like put yourself out there. Don't be scared. Like go on Eventbrite, go on I don't know, like the social clubs and all that stuff, or local influencers, or even your chamber of commerce. Too, I would definitely look into. I've listened to that in a podcast. This lady who's like a multimillionaire. She said at my age, she was going to like different. And a guy said that to multiple people actually have said this. They just network with the local community, business community, the chamber of commerce. If you just go, that's what I did. Everybody's like, how did you fucking Google?
Yeah. Google's your best friend.
Yeah, like
Google and God.
Yeah, that's the GGs.
The GGs.
That's all you need. But no, for real, just go on Google and just research. I guess that's the sixth one, but yeah, that's 2. Network and research.
Network and research.
Yeah.
Thank you. So we had write it down. Keep yourself accountable. I love that because this was literally me here writing shit down. And I'm also trying to like keep it all in the same book. So you start a bunch of different books. You're like, wait, where did I write it?
I'm a notebook.
I mean, obviously too, like your phone, but I feel like sometimes pen to paper is nice. 2, be unapologetically you. Spend time with yourself. 3, never stop learning. Be a lifelong learner. Is that there's another term for it?
Lifelong student.
Lifelong student. There you go. See, teamwork.
Makes the dream work.
Yes. Mentorship. Love that because even that reminds me when I went into my former position, in HR, I was really looking for that HR mentor because I love this career, but I want to know somebody that's been in it for a while. But then that came crashing and burning so hard because the lady literally on my first day, she fucking quits. Oh. No. She was like, oh, by the way, I'm putting in my by 2 weeks. I was like, huh? Wow. So that but I feel like I have found someone else in this new position. So, but I think it's. I agree. I agree. I definitely agree. You can't clearly don't count on that one person. Like I tried. And then number 5, networking. Clear. That's how we
Yeah, that's how we
do.
met.
That's how we met.
Oh,
That's how we're
yes,
here.
yes.
That's how we're
You see, I
here.
know the power of networking.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. Love
For
that.
sure.
I'm gonna have Nora now. We're gonna. I mean, we've been having fun anyways,
Yeah.
but these are
We're
a little
starting
bit
this
more.
thing with our guests.
Yes.
So
Okay.
we're gonna do some
I'm excited
little,
for this.
little fun questions.
Okay.
Okay. So, what is your favorite song at the moment?
Juro Picasso. Draw Picasso, is it? Juro Picasso by
Was it?
Drake.
Oh.
Let me see.
Draw Picasso.
Let me see because
I haven't even listened. That's on. Is that his new album?
Juro Picasso, yeah.
Oh, Drew a Picasso
By Drake.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on his new album for the dogs. For all the dogs.
Wait, like
Shout
pet
out to
dogs
Drake.
or men dogs?
He's a dog. No, I
If you hear this, Drake,
No, I love you, Drake.
Oh, Puppy Drizzy.
Drew Picasso. I'm gonna have to take a
Champagne
listen to that.
Champagne Poppy. Over here.
Champagne Pappy. That's right. Okay.
I'll do the next one. Then you
Okay,
do
okay,
Austin.
You could do.
Oh,
Take
okay.
it, girl.
Take the flow.
What are your non-negotiables when it comes to self-care? Coming from the self-care guru.
I know, right?
Something. Oh, I just have to always book like some type of self care. Like it doesn't even have to be a massage or a facial. Even if it's me going to the coffee shop and buying myself a coffee.
There just has to be something that you're not doing for, like,
Yeah,
that's being done for you.
for me, just something that whatever I need that day. Because honestly, every day is different. But like, it's just making time, spending time for myself. Okay, that's I guess you could say just spending time with myself. I need that.
Gotcha.
If I don't spend time with myself, I'm like,
Well, since you said a coffee shop, what's your coffee order?
oh my god. So I'm really basic. I get an iced matcha
Okay, so what's your
With
tea
oat
order?
milk.
No, I say iced matcha, but like
with oat milk.
With what? Yeah.
But we're boycotting them right now, so I was getting it, at that spot.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I was
thank
getting
you.
2 pumps of
Thank
cinnamon
you.
dolce. Yes,
And you
of
were
course,
adding 2 pumps of.
cinnamon dolce. But honestly, that's all. Whenever I go somewhere, I always try to get a matcha or like a chai latte.
Oh, I
with
love
oat milk.
chai.
Yeah, I'm not
Trust me.
really a coffee person. Oh, Dunkin'. I mean, you can't even go there either, too. But
No, it's not that bad.
it's not that bad.
Mm-mm, because they're all individually owned.
Oh, okay.
So-
Okay, I was like,
But-
I was like,
Oh, I don't
educate
know.
me on that after this because I didn't
Yo,
know.
I be trying to book.
No.
Thank you.
At this point, it's just like you gotta
I know.
you gotta resort to mom and pop.
Local.
Mom and
Yeah.
pop.
Yeah. Like Dunkin', they do have the cookie butter latte. Oof. Guys, get
But is
that.
that sweet?
It's sweet.
Oh, okay.
It's very
Oh, yeah, I'm not
sweet.
big on. So
It's very sweet.
Cookie butt.
Try cookie butter latte.
Cookie
Iced
butter.
with oat milk. And it has the cookie butter cold foam, and then they put crumbles on the cookie.
Jesus.
It's like Biscoff. Oh my god, it's like so good. Oh yeah, that I can definitely get. I could probably get one of those. After this, let's go, y'all. Come on.
All right. And our last question: if you can go back and tell your younger self something, what would you tell her?
Love yourself. It's okay, and accept yourself. Just be you. Yep.
Beautiful.
Yes. Yes.
Love yourself and accept yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I know you go to going back to like the coffee shop
Oh,
stuff
yes.
because I know you go a lot to like different
Oh, yeah.
spots and stuff like that.
Yes.
How do you go about finding these places? 'Cause I don't want to ask you like what's your what? Well, yeah.
No, y'all.
Because I don't want to say what's your favorite one, and then we're also trying to have some type of privacy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like for your private, like oh she's at that shop every day. I'm gonna be there stalking.
Girl, it's okay. I'm at a different shop every day. Don't worry. I really am. I don't go to the same shop at all. But how do I? No, literally go. How I do everything? People ask me. I'm on Google, yo.
Google it.
No, I'm sorry.
No, I love that.
No,
I love that.
what I put is best coffee shops near me, and I go by
Like
the
best coffee shop because I would
best coffee
I
shops.
would just
near
research
me.
coffee shops. but
You could do that
best.
too, but coffee shops
Best.
near me on Google, because it's really hard on TikTok and social media. Like I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I see people post recommendations and stuff, and like the influencers and stuff, but like or the local people, but literally it is Google. I just go on Google and I put coffee shops near me and I see what's like 5 stars, at least 4.5 stars or not. Because I'm not about to go there. I mean, you know what?
Right,
Sometimes
no,
I need to try it out. Some
True.
spots are like 3 stars, and I'm like, why does this have 3 stars? It shouldn't have. But and I go on the reviews and then I go on their social media.
Yeah, that's. I mean, because the thing is,
Like,
we have these amazing devices that we can literally, like, because sometimes you can ask someone that's from that town that you may be in, but they may not answer you fast enough. You're like, shit, I need to know now. So Google.
Yeah, and I'm always when I'm out, like I like to explore. Like again, I'm always traveling for my business, so I just got my glasses. I'm driving. I'm like, oh my god, that was so amazing. What is this? I go down Main Street a lot. Whenever I visit a new town, I try to go down their Main Street because there's always a coffee shop there. Always
Smart.
And we have about like 10 minutes, but
oh wow,
where this is really what I feel like we need to
tell me.
Where do you see your business? Like when you can sit back, like I mean, in my head, I'm like, you made it, but like
oh my gosh,
oh my gosh, growing, as you're growing, but when you sit back, you're just like, okay, I'm good right now, and I can work on the next thing, but I made it. Where do you see Solo Para Ti?
Where do I see Solo Para Ti? I'm not even where I want to be at yet. So you think I'm in that? Oh my god!
No, I mean I know there's going to be so much going on, but like for the season you're in right now and where your business is, I feel like you're doing it at a good pace.
Oh, for me, I think I would say that I can sit back as once I have a full staff, and I can properly take care of my staff and take care of myself and help my family out too.
Are you looking for like brick and mortar or just to remain on the online space?
I definitely want us to remain on the online space because that's it's a lot easier. I must say, if anyone's starting off their business, online stores are so much easier. Even digital products, but mine are physical products. But definitely I would say online, and I do want to open up a actual brick and mortar. I do want to eventually open up a wellness spot. Not even a spa, a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything. Everything with Pam, like have that coffee shop in there, have a smoothie bar.
Like I want to do faves in one.
Like a healthy hub, literally like a healthy
Pam style.
Yeah, like a healthy. No, actually,
in Espanol.
In Espanol.
How do you say hub in Spanish? I don't know.
El hub.
El hubi.
No, like el hubi. No, there's a local spot to me that they are literally called the Healthy Hub, though. That's what came started. But I was like, I don't want it to just, I'm always going everywhere, like to get my coffee, to get this. I'm like, I know we're always on the go, so I'm trying to do something one stop.
I love that.
That like just reflects everything that I like too. But I know other people like it too. I mean, people like, you guys ask me my own what my favorite coffee shop is. I'm like, if y'all were asking me, I know other people people always ask me, oh, you have a recommendation for this? So I'm like, I feel like I need to create just a spot for.
You'd be like, yes, it's my place.
Yeah,
that's
come
my
here
favorite.
now.
That's my favorite coffee shop.
Yeah, but I'm trying to go global. I'm not trying to be only in the United States. I want to do something in the Dominican Republic. God willing, I could do that. That's always been a dream of mine. But not just like skincare. I want to give back. Yeah. That's what I love giving.
Like a school.
I love that.
Or something.
Yes, like, I want to do a little something, a daycare. I don't know, an orphanage. Like I really wanted to open an orphanage when I was little, because I always just love helping people. Like I've always been like that. So, yeah, I want it to be not just one thing. Kind of like how the Kardashians have like
1,000 billion businesses. Yes.
Yeah, and I see why though now too.
Yeah. Because that's what it is, and it's stuff that they're behind the scenes on that you don't even know about. We actually heard an episode of a girl. She was on the Jay Shetty podcast, and she is actually behind Good American and Skims.
Yeah, she's so like part owner, I think, of Skims. But I didn't know because Skims just belongs to her.
Yeah, no. But like I'm like, see that I think is genius. And she said like growing up she had a very hard time and like was. Just didn't kind of like know her direction and all of that, but then just followed her passion. But before we like, so there's a girl that I followed for a very long time when I was going through my career journey, and she's from around this area, and she actually started a hair care product using stuff botanica. That's what it's called. I was like, what is that name?
They just may not, maybe they want to tell you, they just, don't have that confidence yet or feel like, oh my God, Pam. Yeah, but I'm sure the fans are there. They just haven't spoken up.
It's okay. It's okay, fans.
You guys can like and DM, and agree and say, oh my god, that's dope. It's okay to send a message like that. Like we're humans.
Yep.
Yes.
But where can our amazing audience find you on socials and all that stuff?
Yes.
So let us know.
You can find us everywhere. It's at Solo Para Ti LLC. And you can shop our products on www.shopsoloparati.com. So yeah.
Thank you, girl.
Thank you so much for your time and sharing your journey and story with us.
Thank you.
We know we love you, but
too.
Stay tuned for more things from Pam and Solo Para Ti. We will always be super fans of her here at the Migas Podcast.
Follow.
Yeah.
And share. And you're not going to regret following her because all the content that she puts out, all the stuff that you curate too, like you can see, even like just with the recent photo shoot, it was just
with
like,
intention.
I felt like, oh my god, like I was just like this is so cool.
I love that you love it. It was a blur for me, but like you said, it's a lot of work, but I'm so happy. Everything is just, I want to enjoy it too. Like I just like creating things,
Nice.
I know,
so
like I said,
well, you're a creator.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you guys.
Of course.
Thank you for having me too.
Of course. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
We love you.
I love
you. All right. So we will see you guys in the next episode.
Yeah, we'll actually
see you.
I can't with you guys.
I keep forgetting to look over there.
I know, right? I was just like, this is also new.
I was looking at myself.
I'm
like,
the whole time I was probably like, Dave. Bye.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.